This is the 7th chapter in the book of Leviticus. So let's get this reading done, shall we? And I'm going to call this one Laws of Holiness. And this. Likewise, this is the law of the trespass offering. It is most holy. In the place where they kill the burnt offering, shall they kill the trespass offering, and the blood thereof shall he sprinkle round about upon the altar. And he shall offer it all, the fat thereof, the rump, and the fat that covered the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the flank, and the caul that is above the liver, and the kidneys it shall he take away, and the priest shall burn them upon the altar for an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a trespass offering. I almost said altering. Offering. Every male among the priests shall eat thereof. It shall be eaten in the holy place. It is most holy, as the sin offering is. So it is the trespassing altering. Not altering, offering. There is one law of them. The priest that maketh atonement therewithin shall have it. And the priest thereof, any man's burnt offering, even the priest, shall have to himself the skin of the burnt offering which he had offered, and all the meat offering that is baked in the oven, and all that is dressed in the frying pan, and in the pan shall be the priest that offer it. And every meat offering mingled with oil and dry shall all the sons of Aaron have, one as much as another. And this is the law of the sacrifice of peace offering, which he shall offer unto the Lord. If he offer it for thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil, and the unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and cakes mingled with oil of fine flour fried. Beside the cakes he shall offer for his offering leavened bread, which the sacrifice of thanksgiving of his peace offering, and of it he shall offer one out of the whole oblation for an heave offering unto the Lord. And it shall be the priest's offering that sprinkled the blood of the peace offerings, and the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offering for thanksgiving shall be eaten the same day that it is offered. He shall not leave any of it until the morning. Because of it, the sacrifice of his offering be a bow, and a voluntary offering. It shall be eaten the same day. Continuing on. That he offered the sacrifice, and on the morrow also remind of it shall be eaten. But the reminder of the flesh of the sacrifice on the third day shall be burnt with fire. And if any of the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offering being on the third day, it shall not be accepted, neither shall it be imputed unto him that offereth. It shall be an abomination, and the soul that eateth of it shall bear his iniquity. And the flesh that toucheth any unclean thing shall not be eaten. It shall be a burnt offering with, not burnt offering, be burnt with fire. And as for the flesh, all that be clean shall be eat thereof. But the soul that eateth of the flesh of the sacrifice of the peace offerings that pertain unto the Lord, having his uncleanness upon him, even that soul shall be cut off from his people. Moreover, the soul that shall touch any unclean thing, as uncleanness of a man, or any unclean beast, or any abomination unclean thing, and eat of the flesh of the sacrifice of peace offering, which pertain unto the Lord, even the soul shall be cut off from his people. And the Lord shall speak unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Ye shall eat no manner of fat of ox, or of sheep, or of goat, and the fat of the beast that died of itself, and the fat there of that which is torn with beasts may be used in any other use, but ye shall in no wise eat of it. For whatsoever eateth the fat of the beast, of which men offer any offering made by fire unto the Lord, even the soul that eateth it shall be cut from his people. Moreover, ye shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of fowl or beast, in any dwellings. Whatsoever soul it be that eateth any manner of blood, even the soul shall be cut off from his people. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, He that offered the sacrifice of his peace offering unto the Lord shall bring his oblation unto the Lord of the sacrifice, and his peace offering, which own hand shall bring the offering of the Lord made by fire. The fat with the beast it shall he bring, that the beast may be waved, for a wave offering be for the Lord. And the priest shall burn the fat upon the altar, and the breast shall be Aaron and his sons. And the right shoulder shall ye give unto the priest of any heave offering of the sacrifice of your peace offering. He among the sons of Aaron that offered the blood of the peace offering, and the fat shall have the right shoulder for his part. Excuse me. For the wave beast and the heave shoulder have I taken of the children of Israel from off the sacrifice of their peace offering, and have given them unto Aaron the priest, and unto his son by a statute of forever, from among the children of Israel. This is the portion of the anointing of Aaron, and of the anointing of his sons, of the anointing and of the offerings of the Lord made by fire, in the day when he presented them to minister unto the Lord in the priest office, which the Lord commanded to be given to him. Of the children of Israel in the day that he had anointed them, by a statute for ever throughout their generations. This is the law of the burnt offering, of the meat offering, and of the sin offering, and of the trespass offering, and of the consecration, and of the sacrifice of the peace offering, which the Lord commanded Moses in Mount Sinai, in the day that he commanded the children of Israel to offer their oblation unto the Lord in the wilderness of Mount Sinai. Why do I keep on saying ovulation? Oh well. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. So anyway, thank you for watching this video, and have a good day.
Good evening. And how's everybody? Before we get started, too far down the road tonight, it's going to be a little bit different than what we've been doing for a while, and so, Sister Brenda does things, she just does things together. We're going to do some stuff a little bit different. But first, before we do that, Ryan, I need you to come up here for a minute, please. Last week, we were talking, and you asked a question about mythology, and we had a little bit more of a discussion while everybody was out playing. And I asked you if you had a Bible, And you said that you did not. And so we would like to present this to you. And we want you to read it. It is a gift from the young people. If you others show interest in getting the Word of, wanting the Word of God, I have an opportunity to do it. Okay? Just so you know. How many of you guys grabbed the Bible? If you didn't grab the Bible, you're going to need a Bible tonight. Everybody grab a Bible. You're going to need a Bible tonight. I'm telling you, you're going to need a Bible if you don't have it. Everybody got one? All right. I'm going to ask you some questions. First of all, I'm going to give you a scripture, and it's found in 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. So if you have your Bible, turn there. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. And if the littler ones don't know how to read yet, that's okay. You can help them. 2 Timothy 2:15. And if you have it, I want you to stand up real quick. 2 Timothy 2:15. Might have to find in the right spot. Here we go. 2 Timothy 2:15. Have you got it? If you have it, stand up. Do you have it, Josiah? All right. Can you say the first word of the scripture? Can you say? Can somebody help me stand up? You can say the first word. You don't want to do it? I'm going to need your guys' help in just a minute. Everybody find it? I don't know what page it's on. Chapter 2 and verse 15. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Inslee, did you find it?
Yeah, I found it.
You found it? Okay. Can you read the first word?
Study.
Study. Okay. Study what? Somebody else have another? Somebody have another? The second word. Okay. You really stand up and say the second word. Study 2. What's the third word?
This is study.
2 Timothy chapter 2. Did y'all find it yet? Chapter 2 and verse 15. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Okay, I got the girls and I'll tell raise their hand. They got. Okay, what's the third verse, Miss Destiny?
Just get it off my eye.
Okay, study 2. What's the next one? Sabrina? To show thyself. What's it? Come on, fellas. Okay, Cody. To show thyself what?
Approved.
Approved. Okay, what's the next word? Tim. Unto who? Unto who? The next one. What's the next word? To. Who said God? Somebody said God. Okay, study to show yourself approved unto God. What's the next word? A man or a workman? Okay, keep going. Somebody else. Really going to beat us here. That needed? Okay, Angel, what's the next one? Hang on. Study to show yourself approved, a workman that needeth not to be what?
Ashamed.
Ashamed? All right. We really need to have some light here. Okay. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needs not to be ashamed. What's the next verse? Word. Rightly. Angel? Okay, Cody? The word of truth. Well, he just did that really fast. Okay, study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needs not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. truth, right? Isn't that what it says? Isn't what that scripture says? And where is that found out?
Timothy
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. You got to do it. Say it with me. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. Where's it at? 2 Timothy chapter 2
and verse 15.
and verse 15. Where's it at, Cody? 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. And it says, study to show yourself approved. Okay, now, I've got a question. I want you to turn your Bible to the beginning of the book, where it has the list of all the books of the Bible. Oh, it's so hard. It's contents. It usually says contents on top. Yeah. Okay?
Okay,
All right. Now, I'm going to ask you some questions to find out, and anybody and everybody can answer except for Pastor. He probably knows them all. No, he can answer if I can. That's not fair. It's not fair. Okay. I want you to look at the Old Testament. Now, you know, we've talked about the Old Testament and the New Testament. Does anybody know why we have an Old Testament and a New Testament?
It's older than the new.
It's older than the New. No, that's not. They're both different. They're sort of different. The Old Testament foretells the coming of Christ, and the New Testament tells of the birth of Christ and on his coming and his return. Okay, it goes through all the things, talks about the Christian life. Now, I told you guys I think it was last week, we talked a little bit about it. The Bible, and I've said it a couple of times, the Bible was written over 1,500 years. You guys got that, right? Yeah. 1,500 years. It's 66 books big. Each one of these books, the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 1 Kings, 1 Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Psalm, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentation, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Job, Amos, Obadiah, Judah, Micah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk. Where was I? Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, which is the Old Testament. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st, 2nd Timothy, 1st, 2nd Thessalonians, 1st, 2nd Timothy. Oh, I'm so rusty by it. What? Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st, 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John, Jude, and Revelation.
There's 66.
66 books, okay? Now, the first five, I'm just going to give you some facts here. They're written for 1,500 years, over 1,500 years, and the first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Does anybody have any idea what are considered the books of the law? The books of the law, okay? The first book is Genesis. Now, can anybody tell me what happens in the first chapter of the first chapter of the first book? Can anybody tell me what goes on in the first chapter?
In the beginning, God created the world and heaven. Earth and heaven.
Okay, so what happened? What happened? So what happened?
And void and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water.
Okay, so that's the beginning. Read verse 26.
God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and have domination over the fish and the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every thing that creepeth on the earth.
Okay, so in the first book, in the first chapter, we hear the story of creation. Okay? Everybody got that? The word Genesis means beginning. Okay? Now let's move along. The next chapter, the next book is called Exodus. Anybody have any idea what Exodus might mean? Besides Pastor. Rebecca, what do you think it is? Take a guess. And it's okay. Any guess is good.
You exercise demons?
Well,
No, honey.
no, you're right. But it's a good guess.
It is.
It's a good guess.
I think it's when God created man.
Now that's in the first book. That's in Genesis. Now we're in the second book of the Bible, which is called Exodus. Exodus. Think about that word. Exodus. What do you think that means?
Name the children.
Hmm?
Name the children.
The name of children?
Yeah.
No. Exodus. 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 What do you think it means? Exodus. What do you think it means? Very good.
Departure.
Who? Departure. Right. Exodus. It means to exit. Okay, now, in the book of Genesis, how many of you guys have ever heard of Noah? Anybody tell me what happens with Noah? We're going to go back up for a second here. I wrote it all down on a piece of paper on the computer today. I was going to print it out, at least the first 5 books, and I pushed the button to save it, and it went, and I did it again, and it went, and so I don't have it in front of me. All right, so we're going to have to back up just for a minute. In the book of Exodus, which is the second book of the Bible, it means to exit. But in the first book, you're going to know stories about creation. You're going to hear about the first murder. Anybody know what the first murder was? Did you know there was a murder that took place in the first book? In the book of Genesis was the first murder. Anybody know who it was?
I believe that was Cain and Abel that did
That's
that.
right, Bill. Good job.
And then Noah had to build an ark because God told him to, and it was made of gopher wood. The ship was made of gopher wood.
Right. It was made of gopher wood. And it took him 120 years to build it. Okay? So you have in the book of Genesis, you have the story of creation. You have Adam and Eve in the garden. You have them sinning in the garden. You have them getting put out of the garden. You hear about Cain and Abel Cain killing his brother Abel and getting mad at God because of the sacrifice that he offered to God wasn't a good sacrifice. It was a selfish sacrifice. And it wasn't according to what they were supposed to sacrifice. And he got mad at God. And he killed his brother. And then sin just spread like crazy. Okay, and then you get in there and you have Noah. Noah was a descendant of Adam and Eve. You guys know that, right? Noah was a descendant of Adam and Eve. Then Noah builds an ark. And there's what happens why does Noah have to build an ark? Anybody know?
So they can jump up, make the animals, the animals for the flood. Yeah.
Save animals from flood. So you guys are listening. That's really good. Okay, now, moving right along. Then we have a man who's introduced himself. He gets introduced, and his name is Abraham. And Abraham had Ishmael and Isaac. He had 2 sons. And Isaac was the son that he was promised. Ishmael was the one who was out of wedlock, and he was raised as the child. But when Isaac was born by Sarah, his wife, and she was really old. She was like, how old? Does anybody know how old Sarah was? 300, pretty close.
She was almost like grandma.
She was 90. She was 90. Sarah was 90, and they told her, yeah, grandma's pretty young. She's what, in her 70s? How old are you, Grandma? 70s?
Somewhere in there, 78.
Okay, Grandma's 78. So she, Grandma would have to be 12 years. She'd be 12 years older. Grandma would have to be 12 years older to be at Sarah's age when she had Isaac, and Isaac was promised. That's in the book of Genesis. All right. So those are stories. If you've ever heard them in the scripture, you've heard somebody talk about it. Those are where those stories are coming from. All right? Now, let's move to Abraham. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Jacob and Esau. There's a story about Jacob and Esau too. And then you get on to, let's move forward a little bit. We're going to get into Exodus. Exodus means what? Departure or?
Exiting.
Exiting. That's how I can remember. Exodus means Exodus. And the children of Israel went into, what had happened is Jacob and Esau, Jacob had a whole bunch of kids, a bunch of boys, and they got mad at their brother Joseph. And they put him in, because he was always bragging because of his dream. Anybody know about the story about Joseph and his dream? Something about his dream soul. What? I don't know. Did we hear it last week? We weren't here.
I saw that he got sold by his brothers.
He did. He got put in a cave. He got put in a well, and he became a slave. And then he became like not the ruler, but somebody who was really highly in charge of Egypt. And then his brothers show up because there's a famine in Canaan. There's a famine in Canaan, and they go to Egypt to get food. God has prepared the way, and then Joseph reveals himself. The whole family, the whole clan of all the Israelites move. They pick up their stakes, their tents, their homes, their chickens, their dogs, their cats, their camels, their goats, their sheep. Anything and everything that they owned, they picked it up and they went to Egypt. And they lived in Egypt. And a time passed of 400 years. And the Pharaoh, the original Pharaoh that Joseph was under, had died. And there was a couple other Pharaohs. And then the children of Israel go from being free to being slaves. Mm-hmm. And they kind of forgot about God here in that period. And so the book of Exodus is written. And this is when, how many know Moses? Ever heard of Moses? Can you tell me about Moses, Angel? A little bit about him? Did we start his name? It's Mary. It's Mary. Okay, Josiah, can you tell me anything about Moses at all? No? Angela, can you tell me about Moses? Try it.
I don't know.
At least you're honest. Thank you. Very good. Phil?
All right. Now this is what happened. Moses was a Hebrew baby. During the Pharaoh's reign, the Pharaoh ordered that all the boy babies were to be thrown in the Nile River. And when they were thrown in the Nile River, there were gators and stuff. His mom, Moses' real mother, put him in a basket and set him afloat down the river. When Moses gets older, I believe he's tending to his sheep and everything. He hears something and he sees a burning bush. The burning bush was God's voice, and he said, I want you to go back and free all the children of Israel. Do these things. Basically, at the end of it, all the enslaved leave. And the Pharaoh chases them while the water split, and they're shot.
You'll find those scriptures, those in the book of Exodus. So that's the first book, the first two books of the scripture. Okay, now, I want you to look at your table of contents, and I'm going to ask you a question. And you should be able to answer it when I ask you this question, looking at the table of contents. All right? Sure, against it. Sure. All right. First question. Go over there in the table of contents. We're going to find out if you know about this man. Who was a man who was swallowed by a whale? And can you tell me what book it would be in? Becca?
David.
No, baby, not David. Who was swallowed by a whale? Josiah? Noah. No, not Noah. Good guess. Jonah. And is Jonah, where do you think it was found? What book do you think it would be in the scripture? Where do you think that story would be? The Chronicles. No. Look at your Bibles, guys. Where do you think that story would be? In Jonah. You're right.
Yeah.
Very good. Sit down. I said very good. Very good. Okay. Let's do another one. All right?
3 days.
3 days and 3 nights. He was in the belly of the whale. Yes, he was. Okay. There was a man who, and this is another question you can find in your Bible, okay? There was a man who prayed night and day, and every day he would open up his window. And he would pray to God, and he would face the east. He had been a slave. He had been taken slave and been enslaved. Very good. Now, where is that now? Hey, y'all are catching on. Good job. Okay. I have a question for you. Now, this might be a little bit harder. Okay? Can anybody tell me where the song book is in the Bible? Rebecca?
Pass.
Okay. Who? What? Psalms? Yeah.
In my book it says 8:32.
It says 8:32.
But it's the Song of Solomon.
Song of Solomon. Actually, the Song of Solomon book is a love story between a man and a woman. It is a love story about a marriage covenant. That's what the book of Song of Solomon is all about. So it's a love story.
Did you at least get it right?
Is that right? Okay. So the song book, how many chapters are in the book of Psalms? How many chapters are in the book of Psalms? You won't find that in the contents. You're going to have to look at the book of Psalms. Look at the book of Psalms. It should be, if you take your Bible and you put it in the middle and you open it up, you should find the book of Psalms. You didn't find it? Yes? 100. Ansley, you are so smart. You are just beating these boys over here tonight. Good job. 150. What is the last verse of that song? What is the last word in that verse? The last verse in the scripture. Can you tell me? Psalms 150. The last verse, the last word. In the book of Psalms, open it up, chapter 150.
You've been there.
Lord, that's right, it says Lord. Okay, you ready? I'm making you ready. Huh?
He was on songs the whole time.
You're doing songs all the time. Okay, now, are you guys learning anything?
No, I do.
Hey, Okay. Okay. Here's another question. Can anybody tell me what book is known to have a lot of wisdom in it? It's kind of a hard question. What do you think? What book in the Bible do you think would have wisdom in it? One book that's known to have a lot of wisdom in it. Am I making your brain tired?
I'm thinking of the answer. It starts with a P, and I think it's Proverbs, I think.
You're right. The book of Proverbs is an excellent book. If you want to become very, very smart,
I was thinking of Isaiah.
you're thinking of Isaiah. That's a prophecy book. Okay? Proverbs is a book that gives you lots of wisdom, insight. It says, like one of the scriptures in Proverbs, it says, chapter 20 in verse 1, it says, wine is a mocker, and strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Anybody have an idea what that means? Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 1. Look there. What does it say? Proverbs 20 and 1. Now, I know this is a whole lot different. Dad is probably, I don't even know what time it is, Dad. So you have to let me know. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 1. You really, go ahead.
7:21.
Read it real loud.
7:27.
Wine is a mocker, strong drink is
deceit, whereby it now lies.
So it says that wine's a mocker. It'll make mockery of you. It'll make you look, it'll mock you. If you drink the alcohol, you drink the wine, it'll laugh at you in the end because you're craving to that. Okay? So the scripture speaks to that. It also says, trust in the Lord. In chapter 3, it says, Proverbs, it says, trust in the Lord, in verses 7 and 8, I believe. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. And Isaac, please stop. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So that's found in the book of Proverbs. Okay, now, can anybody tell me, we're going to move over to the New Testament. I've asked you a couple questions. The Old Testament is pretty good. In the New Testament, there is Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, and we can go on and on from there. Now, the first 4 books of the New Testament are considered the Gospels. So turn your Bible to Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, any of those. The Gospel. Okay? And just another fact about the Word of God that you hold in your hand is it was written over 1,500 years. The Old Testament the book of